Hi everyone. So today I'm going to read a book called Best Friend Trouble by Francis Itani and illustrated by Genevieve Despres. When Lizzie threw her ball, it flew up and up over the fence at the end of Hannah's yard. Huh, Lizzie said. I bet you can throw your that far. Oh, yes, I can, said Hannah. She took a deep breath and threw as hard as she could. The ball went high into the air but plopped down on the grass before it reached the fence. See, said Lizzie. I told you so. Hannah stormed into the house and slammed the door. No one was in the kitchen, but loud noises were coming from the basement. Hannah found her big brother, Josh, down there, building a birdhouse. What's up? He said. I thought you were playing with the Lizzie in the yard. Lizzie? Said Hannah. Huh. She sat on the workbench and sighed. I thought you were friends, said George. Not anymore, said Hannah. Lizzie brags, she said she could throw the ball further than I could. Then did she? She did, said Hannah. But the sun was in my eyes, so it wasn't fair. She says she can swing higher than I can too. Well, can she? Asked George. No, said Hannah. She always starts before I have chance to pump my feet. Sounds like a best friend's trouble to me, said George. Maybe you can pound in a few nails. That will make you feel better. He gave Hannah a hammer, a block of wood, and a handful of nails. Wham, wham, wham. Hannah pounded the nails into the wood. George was right. She did feel a bit better. She decided to look for her dad. Her dad was in the living room practicing for her concert that evening. Hannah came in to listen. She sighed a long, drawn out sigh that stretches as long as the note her dad played on his clarinet. The music stopped. I thought you were playing outside with Lizzie, her dad said. Not anymore, said Hannah. Do you know what Lizzie said? No, but I guess you're going to tell me, said her dad. She said I'm not allowed to sing in her backyard. But when she's on our yard, she hollers like an old crow. I think I have heard crows singing in both yards, said Hannah's dad. Sounds like a best friend trouble to me. She's not my best friend, said Hannah. She's mean and she makes me tired. Why don't you dig into music balls, said her dad. Choose any instrument you like. Hannah dug into the box and chose two sets of finger cymbals. She slips her finger through the elastic loops and on the back of the cymbals. She clanged the cymbals together until they rang out loudly. Music made her feel even better. She decided to look for her mom. Her mom was working in the study. Mom, said Hannah, do you remember when I went to Lizzie's for lunch yesterday? I remember, said her mom. Well, Lizzie was chewing with her mouth open. When I told her she didn't have a good manners, she called me a dum dum. Maybe Lizzie was hoping you hadn't noticed that the way she was chewing, said her mom. Sounds like a best friend trouble to me. She's not my best friend, said Hannah. I don't need a best friend. Here, said her mom. Why don't you sit at the end of my desk and draw a picture? Maybe you could give the picture to Lizzie and be friends again. Hannah chose a large sheet of paper and bright orange crayon. She drew a picture of Lizzie wearing a silly looking dress. She covered the dress with orange balloons and gave Lizzie a clunky shoes and wild orange hair. It was such a silly drawing. It made Hannah laugh and laugh. She decided she'd better not to give the picture to Lizzie because she wasn't finished complaining. Hannah went upstairs to check on her hamster, Octavia. Octavia had been given her name because she liked to do everything 8 times. Hannah sat on the edge of the bed while Octavia tore a piece of newspapers into 8 tiny stripes. At school the other day, she told Octavia Lizzie said she might pick Tate to be her best friend instead of me. Octavia gone if she were listening carefully. And that's not all. Lizzie says her dog Lulu is smarter than you. Octavia glared. Then she filled the pouches in her cheeks with the 8 seeds. Hannah went down to the window and looked down into Lizzie's yard next door. Lizzie was sitting all alone on her back step. Hannah went downstairs and out the front door. She sat all alone on her front step. That's Lizzie, she muttered. She makes me feel like shouting. If moms tell me to wear a jacket, Lizzie is allowed to wear a short sleeves. If I have to come in, Lizzie's allowed to stay out. Her birthday is even before mine, and she gets to turn 6 before I do. What did you say? Said Lizzie. She was peeking around the corner of Hannah's house. I said go away, said Hannah. I'm tired of having a best friend. We could play again, said Lizzie. You could wiggle my loose tooth. No thanks, said Hannah. I have a loose tooth of my own. Anyway, you're mean. You're mean to me too, said Lizzie. And when the training wheels came off your bike, said Lizzie, you called me a baby because mine are still on. Oh, said Hannah, I forgot about the bike. You ran ahead on the way home from kindergarten too, said Lizzie, even after I asked you to wait. You could have a run too, said Hannah. You always win, said Lizzie. You're a faster runner. I am, said Hannah. She thought for a moment. So I'm good at some things and you're good at others. Maybe we can be friends after all. Best friends? Said Lizzie. Why not? Said Hannah. We might argue again, said Lizzie. I know, said Hannah. They sat on the step and thought about this. Do you want to play a ball again? Said Lizzie. Not right now, said Hannah. Let's play something nobody's better at. How about pretending? We could pretend to be a best friend's monster. We could be a monster partners, said Hannah. That sounds like fun, said Lizzie. They went into Hannah's house and up to her room. Octavia was so happy to see them, she ran around her wheel 8 times and did a belly flop. Hannah and Lizzie lifted the lid of the craft table and reached inside. They filled their arms with the paper, crayons, paint, and brushes and carried everything downstairs to the kitchen table. They began to make a monster mass. Hannah and Lizzie cut and pasted and colored and painted. While they helped each other and fixed their masks, they sang and sang. Everyone in the house could hear them. The two best friends sang so hard they sounded like two loud and happy crows. Okay, that's the end of the book. Hope you guys enjoy the book. Stay safe, take care, and bye.